Classical music now in the Sine Zone on BBC Two with See Here.
Hello! This week, See Here brings you a warm welcome from Wales. I'm in the beautiful city of Cardiff, where I'll be attending a special event organised by the BBC National Orchestra of Wales. I grew up in a hearing family where music was much loved and held an important place within their lives, especially at special events such as weddings, engagements and the like. Dance is also very much a part of Sudanese culture. So I'm deaf and I like music. I listen to the music on the radio while I'm driving. I can't tell who's singing, but I can feel the beat, and that makes me feel good. Now, I know that some deaf people love it, some don't like it, and some are just not interested. But I'm here to find out from a deaf perspective.
A special performance by the National Orchestra of Wales aims to help deaf and hard of hearing adults and children access their music, and also raise deaf awareness among the hearing audience. Based in Cardiff, the orchestra performs throughout Wales, across the UK and internationally. They record many famous BBC soundtracks, as well as leading education and outreach programmes.
The concert, which takes place here, will be presented and signed by Dr. Paul Whitaker, Artistic Director of Music and the Deaf. Some time ago, See Here featured Paul whilst he was studying, and we have documented his progress since.
A lot of people think that I'm not deaf because I can play the piano quite well, but yes, I am really. Without my hearing aid, I'm completely deaf. I just hear nothing. Not the piano or anything. Doorbell, doors banging, nothing at all. I have to work out the performance in my mind. Work out all of the notes in my head, and then put them together with what I can feel and the vibrations that I make myself on the piano. What are your future aims? Well, in the future, I want to open a music centre for deaf people. Also to go out into schools and clubs to help with music.
Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Where are the clouds? Send in the clouds.
This is going to be my first orchestral concert, and I'm quite excited. How will I be able to engage with the music?
Well, if you think about it, a lot of people, both deaf and hearing, can feel music. So here, we're trying a different approach. People can sit with the musicians and feel the vibrations and touch the piano. Or there's a box they can sit or lie on and feel the vibrations. Because as you know, some people with hearing aids can hear the music, but others hear absolutely nothing. So that's for them. This is a very hands-on experience.
I'm interested to know how the orchestra will connect with deaf people, as I love all types of music with a beat, like pop. But orchestral music is something new to me.
This is really about giving an opportunity. This style of music is quite different because with classical music there is no strong beat like with rap or pop. This really is very unique, and with so many different instruments there is no consistent beat to follow. But there will be visuals as well. It's different for everyone.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I hope you enjoy it.
The hall is filling up, ready for an audience of nearly 800, along with some specially invited performers.
I'm sat with the members of Llantarnam School Deaf Choir, who are going to be performing later. So how are you feeling? Any nerves?
I feel really good and really confident. I want there to be more deaf choirs. I think the others feel the same.
Yes, I'm really happy. We did once go to the Royal Albert Hall in London, which is a huge venue with a massive audience, and to see deaf people on stage was amazing. It was really emotional. It was fantastic.
I've been wondering, when you're at school, how do you access music?
The teacher in the unit signs, and we practice signing. In the mainstream it's noisy, so it's difficult to concentrate. In the unit it's easier to sign songs.
Well, I hope you're ready, because I will be watching out for you all later. I'm really looking forward to it. Good luck, all of you.
Oh,
Cheers.
thanks.
Thank you.
Events like this concert show that engaging deaf children with music has come a long way since the old-style music lessons.
Come on, Susie. You be first, okay? Turn around. Right, listen. Listen. Which one did I play? The xylophone? Okay. Who wants to be second? Billy, watch. Okay. Drum.
Do, re, mi, do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. The first three notes just happen to be do, re, mi, do, re, mi, do, re, mi.
Today's event takes a very hands-on, inclusive approach.
Interestingly, the musicians are grouped together into different colours. Maybe it's so you can follow as each instrumental section takes their turn to play. I've taken my shoes off so that I can feel the music. That's key, to feel it through my body.
Andy Everton is deafened and has been playing trumpet in the orchestra for the last 23 years. Constant exposure to loud music is the cause of his hearing loss, so this event is very personal to him. We caught up with him before the event to find out more.
It was an idea I had from some of the work I've been doing in other special schools in the past. I've come into contact with people who have no hearing at all, and have been really taken by the way that music can affect people emotionally. One particular case where I came into contact with one girl, she had no outward signs of communication, hearing or anything. I was able to play to her, and for the first time she was able to open her eyes and show signs of response. So that power of music to be able to communicate to everybody, hearing or non-hearing, I think is really important. I really do feel that if we can get people into the orchestra who maybe haven't experienced music before and actually show them that there is something there, then they can benefit. People always assume when we talk about music for deaf people that we're talking about vibrations. I believe it's a lot more than that. There's something really ethereal, sort of, I don't know what it is, and I think that music can create an atmosphere that you can feel. You don't have to hear it, and that's something that I desperately want to share with everybody.
Wow, that wasn't what I was expecting. I could feel it all up my arm, all the tones. I could feel everything. Amazing.
Oh, right. Well, why don't we find out what the sound of the string section...
Paul is presenting the concert day and leading activities for the children along with an interpreter.
Interestingly, as I'm sat watching here with my shoes off, it does still help to have the interpretation, to have the visual clues. The reason is that sometimes I can't feel anything, and that helps me to follow the flow until the music builds up and I start to feel it again. If they weren't there, I would be left wondering what was happening during those lulls, and then be shocked when it came back. They allow me to really follow the story. It's very clever how it all works together.
A variety of methods are used to make the music accessible, from illustrating sound waves, speech to text, and even a huge beatbox.
This is the box that everyone is talking about. You can really feel every beat through your body. I'm really tempted to move along with it. You can feel the vibrations coming at you in waves. Then there's a sudden boom. It's brilliant. There are others around which I want to try out. Of course, this is the deaf way to feel music. This is so clever. I'd love one in my house, taking up the entire floor so I can dance to my heart's content. It's fantastic and so useful. Can you see? It's finished. I think it's finished. What a shame. I wanted to stay for more.
It's long been understood that deaf people can experience music through vibrations, which was at first a revelation to hearing people.
To understand the effect that music has on us, it is only necessary to ponder the natural phenomenon of sympathetic vibrations. These vibrations, or pulsations, belong to that range of speeds which, when carried on the very air we breathe, generate resonance, resonance in our bodies, in its hollows, its organs, in our head, and so on, which accounts for the extraordinary effect that the active making of music has among the deaf, who might otherwise be cut off from one of the main means of contact.
Listen.
The notion of music for the deaf seems ridiculous at first. You might suppose that this group of deaf children, apparently enjoying the experience, are only dimly sensing the vibrations, not actually hearing the music. But virtuoso bass player Gary Carr is convinced that their sensitivity goes deeper than that.
Well, it was in the 60s when I was teaching at the University of Wisconsin, and there was a physician who was doing some research in the field of the audio and with the hearing impaired, asked me to come and play for a class of deaf children. I thought it was a rather peculiar thing to do because, you know, having had the concept that deaf meant totally deaf, seemed very strange to be coming before a bunch of children and playing for them and expecting that they heard me. So I did it, and quite a revelation to me. They did hear, and it was so evident by the expressions on their faces that, especially when I was doing things emotional, you could see, without my making any expression, but just through the music itself, that they were responding to the music.
What now seems dated was actually very progressive at the time and led to the development of important music therapy charities. Here at the concert, everyone seems happy to get involved.
The orchestra are helping the children and the adults. I have never watched music before, and never in this sort of arena, which I didn't think was to my taste. This has also been very educational. They've explained what things are and how sounds are made, and that's been very enlightening. The conductor, which I've always mistakenly thought held a stick, actually holds a baton. So I've learnt a lot, and that's really nice. I think it's good, because if we hadn't attended, we'd be none the wiser. But now we're more knowledgeable. It's been a fantastic opportunity.
How about a key?
The audience are invited to try their hand at conducting.
Okay, we like the low vibrations. So G major or minor? Major, G major, lots of deep low sonorities. Okay, here we go.
And See Here's own Ahmed takes to the stage.
Okay. Do you need one of these? All right. Do you want to choose a key? I'll choose. Do you want to choose a key?
I want C. And can I have two? I want A and C.
Turkey! Okay, we're going polytonal, everybody. We're going to do A and C simultaneously. I'm getting out of here.
Thank you. That was wicked. Getting up there and doing that was amazing. I know my friends will ask me what it was like to stand there and do that, and to feel it as well, to feel them get louder as I raised my hand. I could picture myself walking by the sea as I was conducting, all those eyes focused on my every move as I wielded the baton, controlling them with just a movement of my hand, making them turn the volume up or down, and for the audience to see that as well, fantastic.
The concert is not just about making a full orchestra accessible to a deaf audience, but also to make the hearing audience deaf-aware. Basic sign language is introduced through song, which helps explain rhythm. And could it be that being deaf actually is an advantage when picking up an instrument for the first time?
Fascinates me is that if you give a hearing person the bow and have them draw across the strings, they would never synchronize with the vibrations because they would do it mechanically. They just go bap bap, you know, and they'd produce a scratch, something like this. Sound. But she won't do that. She's producing a pure sound. Do you see this? Now that I've never had a beginning student who can produce a sound like that on the first attempt. It's really amazing.
Today there are many deaf or deafened professional musicians, such as Dame Evelyn Glennie. People of any age can learn to play an instrument.
I could feel the vibration in my neck and shoulder as I was playing.
See Here has previously featured opera singer Catherine Mount and her deaf son Ethan, who enjoy music through signing and song.
What do you see when I say belong?
Please welcome Catherine and Lanthanum Deaf Choir. Let's go!
What do you see when I sing? What do you feel when you're watching me? Can you imagine what music can be? What do you see when I sing? What's the emotion for what I do? Can you imagine what it means? Music, and our music is through our hands. That's just fine. It's beautiful. And your music is my music. And we both, where we
Attitudes towards sharing and integrating music for both deaf and hearing have progressed. Some of you might remember music lessons that looked more like this.
Talking about when you were young.
A very long time ago.
Things have now moved on. Is it different nowadays? Is it not about being forced into it as a way of helping with speech, but more about appreciating and understanding music?
Music aside, I think a lot of deaf children who are now mainstreamed do not grow up with a deaf identity, and that's a problem that isn't going away. But with regard to music, all deaf children have a right to an education in music, but teachers don't know how to involve deaf children in music. They panic, and in some cases deaf children are still removed from the class. That isn't fair, and we need to find a way to involve them in those classes. I've worked on and written a paper on teaching deaf children music in a mainstream environment, so that resource is available to them, but it's still an uphill struggle. The people in charge need to be aware that the children want to be involved. To turn it on its head, a lot of hearing people say they don't like music and that they're not interested. But deaf people, as we know, can be involved. But it's a difficult fight.
Here it's clear that as the concert draws to an end, it's turned into quite a party.
I feel that this evening is very important as, well, just look at the audience. Deaf people have learnt, have tried things out and discovered and really enjoyed it. The children rushed forward as they were so keen to be involved. They were so enthusiastic and you could see on their faces how much they enjoyed it. And I think that's why it's important. This event has shown that deaf people can access music, be involved and can enjoy it. That's why it's so important.
I've enjoyed the opportunity to come and feel involved with such a large orchestra, to get up amongst them and to feel the piano when it's played. The children got up and tried as well. It's good seeing the instruments being played, especially the strings, which are really quite difficult to hear, and to be able to touch them, that's great. I really liked the tingling sensations in my fingers. It's been fantastic and I've really enjoyed it, and I hope to see more events like this in the future.
Yeah, it's been all right. I've enjoyed feeling the different sounds, and I'd have liked more. But it's over now, and it's time to go home.
Having access is definitely important, and getting the opportunity to really feel the sounds has been great. Seeing the children and the adults wanting to be involved has been really inspirational. I'll definitely be tuning in to some classical music on full volume on the way home tonight, as I might even know what I'm listening to. Well, that's it for this week. If you want any more information, please take a look at our website. Bye.